Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerone. Today is another great day to be walking with God and to be in the light of the Lord. I want to share some profound stuff with you. I want to show you a great contrast between President Donald Trump's approach to Black people and Joe Biden's approach to Black people. For the past 4 years, we've heard from the left-wing media and from the Democrats, from Blacks, that President Donald Trump was racist and that he hates Black people. But these same group of people turned around and voted for another white man named Joe Biden, who created the 94 crime bill and locked Black people up. So now that he thinks he's going to be president, now he thinks he's the president, and he's acting all like the president, selecting a cabinet and all that kind of stuff. So the plantation Black people, you know, the Al Sharptons and all the evil Black gatekeepers that keeps the Black folks, the Black population, entrapped in the Democrat plantation. Then anybody who tries to escape and be Republican, they call them coons and Uncle Sams and traitors and all this kind of stuff. They keep them subject to people who hate them. Margaret Sanger, the Planned Parenthood, the KKK came from the Democrats. And Joe Biden got on the show with a dude named Charlemagne the Goof. They call him Charlemagne the God, but no man is a god. And he told Black people, if you don't vote for me, you're not Black. Why did Joe feel like he had the authority to say that? Because it was a Democrat Party that gave the Black man that low down, cheap, no good. I'm a no good man. I don't take care of my family, that I don't want to work. I sell drugs. I kill my other Black men, killer thugs. They're the ones that gave the Black people that identity. And if you don't vote for him, well, then you don't have the true identity that the plantation masters have placed in you. This is what Joe was telling the Black community, okay? And he knew exactly what he was saying. And he was saying to the Black community that you all think like one group of people. You don't think like the Cubans or the Mexicans, at least they have individual thought. He said the Black community thinks with one mind. It's just one big Black Negro or one big Black female. And this is what people who was concerned about Donald Trump being a racist, this is the dude they vote for. I have some video for you. Because now that Joe Biden thinks he's the president, which he's not going to be, President Donald Trump is going to be back in office another 4 years. Listen to what I'm telling you. But now that Joe Biden thinks he's the president, he's selecting different people. Now the Black caucus and all the Black evil gatekeepers who've been keeping the Black community away from the knowledge and information and keeping them into Planned Parenthood and killing themselves off in drugs, and all the Democrat ran little powers, keeping them in the plantation. They sit down with Joe and they're concerned about Joe helping the Black community. Watch. I want you to listen to this audio of Joe Biden. And I'm going to contrast that with what we have from President Donald Trump, okay? Listen to this. This is an audio, and I'm going to show you a video.
Head, the Reverend Al Sharpton, Sherilyn Ifill, Melanie Campbell, who's the president of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation.
These are the people who was with their meeting with Joe Biden. He's naming them all off. All right? Okay.
And soon-to-be former Congressman Cedric Richmond, who Biden has named an assistant to the president. In many ways, it was a Zoom call like any other.
Can't hear you, Cedric. You're on mute.
It also included a few Biden-esque boasts.
I'm the first person, Black or white, who called attention to the fact that you were finding that there was the rate of people who were African Americans who are dying was 3 times that of white people.
Listen to how he's talking to the Black people. Listen, his voice is elevated. It's demeaning. You know, it sounds angry. He knows just how to crack the whip on them nigglywiggs in the Black plantation. He knows how to get them stirred up. They didn't respond to President Donald Trump's voice. President Donald Trump was tender. He was approving. He was loving. He was approachable. But the Black community in the Black plantation does not respond to that. You have to sound abusive. You have to sound angry. You have to sound like a Black preacher or like, oh!
I don't carry around a stamp on my head saying progressive and I'm AOC, but I have more of a record of getting things done in the United States Congress than anybody you know. Anybody you know.
Some Biden cringe.
By 2040, This country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European.
You hear me?
And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Than y'all do. Y'all crack the whip on them niggly wigs. Joe Biden cracked the whip on them niggly wigs. They voted for you. They shouldn't have voted for you, but that's how you do it. That's how you crack the whip on them. Beat them down.
And some Biden temper.
Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed.
Joe Biden said, let's get something straight. You niggly wigs, you got to understand, I'm king over you. This is my plantation. I own this stuff. I'm running this. You niggly wigs.
What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it.
But it was also a space for an airing of, if not grievances, at least.
And y'all do.
Y'all, listen, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better start getting along with Hispanics because they're coming over here, they're getting jobs and working. And you niggly wigs have been in the plantation, killing each other, selling drugs and making babies. They're coming over here getting jobs and running businesses. So y'all gonna have to start working with them. I'm gonna put y'all under them. They're gonna be the lead over you. Y'all better listen to me. This is Joe talking to y'all plantation suckers.
And some Biden temper.
Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it.
Woo! But it was also there's some heat right there. That is some fire right there. Black people love that. Oh man, listen. You gotta bring that fire. You gotta bring that. See, you're not preaching unless you're yelling at something, unless you're mean. You have to be aggressive. And Joe Biden, he has the perfect tone. That's what they're going to respond to. Black people are going to respond to, well, too bad you're not going to be president. You're not going to be president. But at least you got a chance to sit down and show the world your hatred for blacks and that you have a plantation master mindset.
And y'all do.
And some Biden temper.
Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it.
But it was also a space for an...
Let's get something straight.
Let's get something straight. Joe Biden, you're not going to be president, right? Let's get something straight. You cheated. You admitted out of your own mouth that you're forming a fraud team for this election. Let's get something straight. You are going to go to jail. Your son, Hunter Biden, the drug addict, the pedophile, he's going to jail. All right?
You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two.
I mean what I say to you niggly wigs on this plantation. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I mean what I say when I say it.
But it was also a space for an airing of, if not grievances, at least slight disappointments, and a forum for civil rights leaders to lobby Biden on everything from personnel to executive action to legislation. Many of those in the meeting...
All right, let me go over here to the video. Here's the actual video. But I'll let you hear that audio because on this video, there's not those harsh parts of Joe isn't on there. So here's the meeting. Al Sharpton is there? You mean to tell me Al Sharpton is a gatekeeper for the plantation? Al Sharpton has made plenty of money off of keeping you niggly wigs on the plantation.
Dealing with Vilsack as in terms of agriculture. Well, first of all, you can learn more about Vilsack's record, but my point is this. I don't think we should make that a big issue going into before January 5th when the election takes place down in
Kamala right here, the dragon,
Georgia. But I also don't think we should get too far ahead of ourselves on dealing with police reform in that because they've already labeled us as being defund the police. Anything we put forward in terms of the organizational structure to change policing, which I promise you will occur, promise you. Just think to yourself and give me advice whether we should do that before January 5th, because that's how they beat the living hell out of us across the country, saying that we're talking about defunding the police.
Yeah, go ahead and admit that we beat you. That you actually are not supposed to be the president, which you will not be, because we beat you.
We're not.
What he says.
We're talking about holding them accountable. We're talking about giving them money to do the right things. We're talking about putting more psychologists and psychiatrists on the telephones when the 911 calls through. We're talking about spending money to enable them to do their jobs better, not more, with more force, with less force and more understanding. But that's, I just raise it with you to think about. How much do we push between now and January 5th?
Okay, now, you've heard the tone of Joe Biden, the plantation master. You've heard it, Let me just give you a quick refresher. I got to hear this again. He said, listen, I got to hear this one more time.
Urged Biden to be aggressive.
You know.
Some Biden cringe.
By 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. Hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Listen to this man. The condescension is it's just like he hates the people.
Some Biden temper.
Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it.
All right. Now, okay. You've heard Biden. Now, this is President Donald Trump talking to a group of young Black people. I want you to listen to the words that President Donald Trump says to Black people. And I'm telling you, the first time I heard this, I was fighting back tears. This was powerful. President Donald Trump respects Black people. He treats all people the same. Watch this.
Black community. African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make?
Wow. 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 Did you hear the word? Have you heard any president acknowledge this? See, the Democrats wanted to keep slavery. And when they couldn't keep it, they raised up a group called the KKK and started harassing the Black people. And then when the KKK failed, they raised up something called the Jim Crow laws to keep us divided. But to hear a president acknowledge that Black people through slavery made and built America and was instrumental in making it great. We weren't the only ones that made it great. Everybody here contributed. But to hear this from President Donald Trump, who they call racist, contrast his attitude and his approach to Black people to what you just heard from Joe Biden. You people are so ill-informed and you're racist. And the only problem you have with Donald Trump is because he has an R in front of his name. He's a Republican. And your minds are so psychologically developed and twisted by the Democrat Party and the media that as soon as a person says the word Republican, you cringe within. This is the best president this country has ever had. And this is the best president we've had as a Black community. And you all rejected him. And then you embraced a dude like Joe Biden who's talking down to you. Oh yeah, but you like that. You like that though.
Starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right?
I just want to thank Donald Trump for everything you have done for us. We are so incredibly honored to be here.
But through generations of blood, sweat, and tears, and you deserve a government that defends your interests, protects your families, and cares for our own citizens first.
He's an awesome man. And God has blessed us with President Donald Trump. God bless you, sir. You are an awesome man, and you're the best, the most important man in the past 100 years, in the last 100 years, is President Donald Trump. Why? Life, Christian rights, religious rights, understand? Prayer and a revival is coming to the nation because of him. He's keeping back the Antichrist when it's the Democrat Party that is bringing in all types of Antichrist, other nations like China, to overthrow America. And this man right here, President Donald J. Trump, is fighting it off. Thank God he has 4 more years. Go ahead and like and share and make a comment here on this video. Share my video with folks. Let them know that Joe Biden is a racist and he is not going to be president. President Donald Trump is going to be in office for the next 4 years. God bless.